Hi, I'm Davina, and hello to all of you bold, beautiful, and brilliant, highly evolved souls. Today, I'm going to talk about hyperarousal versus hypoarousal. And these are common states for those of us who have complex post-traumatic stress disorder. We tend to go from one to the other, and you know, we kind of miss the balanced middle state called the window of tolerance. This is based on polyvagal theory. And so when we're in a hyper arousal state, it's like our nervous system is like on acceleration. Um, and in this state is the fight and the flight. And so there's often feelings of like anxiety, anger, fear, panic. Um, you could have emotional overwhelm, emotional reactivity, tightness and tension in your muscles, rigidity, um, racing thoughts, being obsessive compulsive, over or under eating, or also doing other addictive behaviors. So that is hyper arousal. Then there's hypoarousal, which is the opposite state, which is where your nervous system goes into extreme deceleration. And this is when you're going to be a little bit spacey, kind of zoned out, maybe feeling numb, frozen, shut down, dissociated, um, feeling sadness, depression, maybe hopelessness as well. Basically in kind of like a blank, kind of flat, kind of, maybe a blank expression, no kind of emotion. Um, and your thinking might be slowed down. um you might experience an emptiness and exhaustion, probably social withdrawal, or isolation. um you may experience kind of being feeling like you're on autopilot, and also you might have disabled defenses. So you might find it very difficult to, or just completely unable to, like, for example, set a boundary or protect yourself. So, yeah, as having trauma from childhood means that the middle part, the window of tolerance is going to be very small. And, you know, the level of stress you can handle is, not that big. And so you go from one side of, hyper arousal to the other of hypoarousal. So the window of tolerance, that's going to be when you're out of a flashback, and you're feeling regulated and your nervous system is decelerated, but not to the extreme of the hypoarousal. So you're feeling calm but alert, relaxed but aware, in that really beautiful middle zone that most of us miss out on. You have a sense of control. You realize that you have options. It's that feeling of empowerment. You have greater access to your intuition, your creativity, and you probably have a feeling of confidence and a feeling of being able to handle things in your life, feeling capable. So, and what I've experienced too out of flashback is just a sense of, more expansiveness, more authenticity. Yeah, things just feel like easy, I feel like I'm in the flow of things. And yeah, life just seems so much brighter, really. I was also going to say that hyper arousal, also your body changes as well. So you might have, faster heart rate. Your digestion can also like kind of speed up, I think. I know for me, like if I'm have anxiety, I tend to eat more because my body seems to be like just eating up that energy quickly. Whereas, if I'm in the hypoarousal, I've noticed in the past where my digestive system can just slow right down. And yeah, decreased heart rate, and the breath might also seem like very shallow if you're in that hypoarousal state. Like, yeah, so that is the real freeze fawn place where you're also probably in a lot of shame. Yeah, so those are the three kind of basic states of the nervous system. And yeah, it takes a lot of work to get to that more balanced place. And I know it's happening for me. But I know I can still get thrown off, quite easily, if I'm triggered or something in my environment is, triggering me or stressing me out. So it's for me, it's really about trying to have a lower stress lifestyle as much as possible, creating spaciousness for myself, simplicity, going slow, but not too slow. That's the tricky part too, right? Because sometimes, yeah, like if you're in the hyper arousal, you want to slow down, you want to like meditate, breathe deeply and, calm yourself down. In the hypoarousal, you might want to do the opposite. You might be wanting to like do a little exercise, or I think exercise can help both states, but especially if in hypoarousal, to do some movement, or to reach out to someone. I think that's a big part of it as well. We start feeling isolated and withdrawn, and you need to like call up a friend, or get on your support group, Facebook support group, or whatever it is, to reach out to someone. So yeah, those are some ways that you can kind of help yourself. Yeah, I think it's a really, really tough, it's a really long road to getting back to being regulated after being dysregulated for many years. So, like if your whole childhood is basically dysregulated, that's what your body knows. So it takes a lot of time to get back to that window, that lovely window, and to expand that window of tolerance as well, so that you can start experiencing a little bit more stress in your life and not being so triggered. So I hope this has been helpful for you in some way. I know it's been extremely helpful for me to understand these two different, like just to be able to name them and go, oh, like just sort of objectively and compassionately recognize where I'm at. So yeah, it's always nice to, if you can bring your curiosity and your compassion to this as much as possible. Yes. And yeah, so I am wishing you many blessings on your journey of healing and awakening. And I'm Davina, and you can find me at Boldness Blooming.